News at Noon starts right now.
Today, the man accused of killing UnitedHealth CEO made his first appearance in the New York courtroom. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Tom Green. This morning, Luigi Mangione pleaded not guilty to the 11 state charges that he's facing, including murder as an act of terrorism. Mangione is accused of killing CEO Brian Thompson on a street in Manhattan earlier this month. If convicted, he would face a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Of course, he's also facing parallel federal charges for which he could face the death penalty. February 21st is Mangione's next expected court appearance. In Washington this morning, the House Ethics Committee released the long-awaited report on former Representative Matt Gaetz. The committee says it found evidence that Gaetz had paid tens of thousands of dollars to women for sex and drugs on several occasions. The committee concluded in its document that Gaetz had violated Florida state laws, including the state's statutory rape law, as the GOP panel chose to take the rare step of releasing the report about a former member who had resigned from Congress. In the report, the panel investigated transactions Gaetz personally made, often using PayPal or Venmo, to more than a dozen women during his time in Congress. Gaetz has not responded or commented, but in the past has denied any wrongdoing. Let's take a live look outside just after noon today. It is a beautiful day as we close in on Christmas. Joining me now, Corey Reppenhagen with the 9 News Weather Impact team. Corey, this is great weather, except it just doesn't seem to fit Christmas all that well.
Doesn't quite fit in. We have another mild day here on the Front Range. Could make a run at 60 degrees here, but we're still in the 40s, getting up there into the 50s very soon. In the high country, we have some snow showers. You can see a few light flurries here at Loveland Ski area as people coming down Mambo and Home Run there to get back on the lift and go back up for the day. We'll have those snow showers throughout the day. Now, live radar not picking up too many of these right now because they're mainly just flurries down below the radar. Some of the taller stuff starting to show out there in the Rangeley, Meeker area. Filling in just a little bit as we go into the afternoon hours here, staying from I-70 to the north. Here in the Front Range, here's the look at your evening here. We'll have relatively mild temperatures, but cloudy conditions as we go through the day here. Not looking at too much impact from that storm down here. So we're looking at 1 to 4 inches of snow in the northern mountains. Warm on the Front Range today and tomorrow. We could have a better chance at making 60 degrees tomorrow than we do today. And the Christmas storm, still a lot of question marks there. Is it going to be rain? Is it going to be snow? Or is it going to be nothing? I'll give you the latest information coming up on that in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Corey. New at noon in Wheat Ridge, police are investigating a fatal crash that happened at about 9:30 this morning at 44th and Kipling with at least 2 vehicles involved. Police say 1 person did die, but 2 others are currently in the hospital in critical condition. That intersection will be staying closed as officers continue their investigation. And the Colorado State Patrol cited a Lafayette police officer after troopers say they caused a crash that injured 1 person as well as that officer on Saturday night. It all happened just after 6:30 at Highway 287 and West-South Boulder Road in Lafayette. According to the CSP, the officer was responding to a rollover crash when they crashed into the passenger side of a Toyota Camry that was crossing the intersection. That driver was injured, the victim complaining of minor injuries but declined to be taken by ambulance. The officer did go to the hospital with minor injuries. Still unclear at this point as to how they are doing this morning. Today, Winter Park Ski Resort says it's doing final testing and evaluation after that broken gondola left well over 100 people stranded over the weekend. The resort says the lift automatically stopped because it detected a crack in a structural piece of the lift just after noon on Saturday. More than 150 people were on it at the time. They had to be lowered down by ropes over the course of some 5 hours. We spoke with a few people after the event about what it was like to be stranded and rescued.
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, the rescue team was really nice. I thought it was kind of fun. I thought it was like an adventure.
Yeah, it was fun. It was not scary at all, and the ski patrol did a pretty good job as well.
In the end, no one was hurt. Resort staff says gondola repair was finished last night, saying all the cabins, towers, alignment, and systems have been inspected and checked. They expect it to be back open later today after one last visual inspection. In Grand County, the Sheriff's Office putting out a scam warning today. Deputies say that several citizens have been getting calls from people who claim to be with the Sheriff's Office. The scammers actually are using real names of deputies. They say the scammers are also creating fake warrants and using the names of the sheriff and a local judge on some of the documents. The sheriff's office wants to remind you they will never contact you to ask for any kind of payment. In other news around America today, President Joe Biden announced he's taking 37 people off of the federal death row. Instead, they will serve life sentences behind bars with no possibility of parole. The decision leaves only 3 federal prisoners awaiting execution when President-elect Donald Trump takes office next month. President Biden did not commute the sentences of 3 people whose crimes included mass shootings or acts of terrorism. In New York City, police say they've arrested a man accused of setting a woman on fire on a subway train. Responding officers found that woman standing inside of the train car, fully engulfed in flames. They say an MTA employee used a fire extinguisher to put out those flames, but the woman died at the scene. Officers arrested the suspect at another subway station in Manhattan about 8 hours after the attack. This weekend, President-elect Donald Trump threatened to try to take back control of the Panama Canal, making that announcement in Arizona at his first major rally since being reelected. Trump was the keynote speaker at Turning Point USA's America Fest convention. He told supporters in Phoenix that the U.S. will demand the canal be returned to America if it is not managed better, claiming that our country is, quote, being ripped off by Panama. In a social media post, Panama's president responded saying the Panama Canal will continue to belong to Panama. The president-elect also spoke out on issues that he says he plans to address in his second term in office, including plans to, quote, get transgender people out of the military, as well as out of schools.
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. Under the Trump administration, it will be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
Trump also addressed some critics who say that he's letting Elon Musk call all the shots. He called it the newest hoax. Went on to add that he said Musk can't become president, of course, because he wasn't born in the United States.